You're welcome back to the show. If you're just tuning in, it is iBrandTV, and now it's time for the newspaper review. Joining us in the studio, we have Mustapha and Ewenla, a public affairs analyst. Thank you, Mustapha, for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning.
You look amazing.
Good morning.
Thank you so much,
Mustapha. You're welcome.
You always look amazing.
Thank you so much.
Right now, interestingly, from the Garden paper, there is, let's just start with the top story. At the top part of it says COVID-19 threaded Delta variant hits Oyo as Lagos slips into third wave. Page 2 has that story. And the federal government orders full refund for 3-hour delay local airline kick. Crisis in Lagos APC. Lagos for Lagos. XXSG challenge status quo. Now bandits abduct Emir of Kajuru and 13 others. Now, the interesting part of this is there's a picture here, and it says information blackout. It reads, this is what the federal government wants to achieve with the MPC and MBC Media Act amendment bills. It's not just against the media, it's about society's rights to know, your rights to be heard. I think all the papers today have the same thing. Michael, am I?
And I'm going to start from there right away. That's exactly what the Punch also has, the information blackouts. You've already heard it all from Margaret. And talking about other headlines, COVID-19 third wave. States run out of vaccine. 9,057 travelers disappear, with riders there. Kanu exhausts 209,502 vaccine doses, increases surveillance at Aminu Kanu Airport, and bed occupancy in Lagos isolation centers increased by 5% in 1 week. Sonwolu. We also have from the Punch, NIA gets 4.87 billion naira budget to track intercept calls, messages. Then Southwest governors propose 6 regions demand IG autonomy, local government autonomy, LG autonomy, and resource control. Done with the Punch.
Now to the Nation, the topmost part says, court can declare winner. Senate panel okays proposal. Now, moving on to what makes leading insurance firms sick. Troops comb Kaduna forest for abducted Emir and kids. Afenifere Ohaneze backs governors on power shift. Lagos COVID-19 third wave year. Surge in admission at isolation centers. Protocols enforcement to return Delta variant in Oyo. Page 2 has a story. And the trending one today is still the information blackout. So, no information because there is an information blackout. So, that's it.
Really, that goes to show how serious that very subject is. It's carried by all the papers today. Now, Nigerian Tribune has it. COVID-19 deadly Delta variant in Oyo. Lagos reactivates restriction protocols. And then that's about it. You can believe it.
I think the main story is just the COVID-19 variant thing and the information blackout. But
yes,
you have Mustapha here, so reacting to the information blackout, I think that's the most interesting part of.
Yes.
Michael, do you have something else?
No, that's about all.
Yeah,
that's about all.
Okay, so I think I'm also particularly interested to know what the information blackout means. But I hope that is not something that borders on insecurity, because I know that if we can have 2 or 3 newspaper stations who carry that same news, I think it has to be something really, really critical.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But of course, we can't wait for them to open up and tell us what is really going on.
I think there was a bill that the federal government was trying to pass the regulating the media, the MPC and the MBC Act amendment bill. So what I think the major point, like what it's saying, is the information blackout is the fact that with the what's the word to use now, trying to restructure, will I use the word restructure or regulate so some informations would be toned down, while the main aim of the media is to pass information just as it is.
Okay, not to
tone,
overload it.
no, not even to tone down. So basically, this is just what the papers are trying to. Just, I think, in my opinion, I feel this is more like a silent protest.
Okay. So now I get your point.
Yes.
So, okay. Well, so I mean, for national dailies to come up with this, I think that they're trying to say that, I mean, they're not, it doesn't all go well with them with what the bill is going to do for them, because I think as media outlets, as journalists, sometimes you need to be given the free hand to carry out your news, as long as it is between the ambits of the law. Because and again, most of these lawmakers also sometimes to have a valid reasons for certain things sometimes. But again, I just hope that whatever the situation might be, I hope that both the media houses and the lawmakers can, come to a middle point where they can both agree on the best way forward.
Okay, and another interesting headline, more than one paper also carries it today. This one is coming from Nigerian Tribune, and that has to do with COVID-19, the deadly Delta variant, which is reportedly in Oyo State and Lagos, trying to reactivate restriction protocols. In the past, reaction or attitude to COVID-19 has been so laid back. Nobody has ever taken it seriously. And some even don't believe it ever exists. They want you to give evidence, to prove that really what they have been saying about COVID-19 is true and all that. Now, with this variant, which is more dangerous, which is more deadly, being noticed in Nigeria, what do you think is the direction we're going to go now? We're trying to restrict movement and people's attitude to COVID-19 in general.
Okay, well, to be very honest, I think that Nigeria as a country, we are taking the matter of COVID-19 very lightly.
Yeah, sure.
And for me, that's a big problem that will lead to a bigger problem if you don't take care. Now, a lot of foreign countries are still very careful about restrictions and COVID, and ensuring that people adhere to COVID-19 guidelines. But very sadly, we live in a country where both the followers and the leaders, we have trust issues. And that's a very fundamental reason why we feel that why some Nigerians on their own have concluded to say that, oh, the government is just milking us off COVID-19. There's nothing such as COVID-19. They don't take it really serious. Of course, COVID-19 is real. At the time when COVID-19 broke out, at that time, that was last year, March, I was in the United Kingdom at that time. Very luckily, I was part of those who escaped the last-minute rush coming back to Nigeria. And, and a lot of us have seen what played out within that time and now. We've lost valuable people, we've lost lives. And for the government to say that there's another variant that is about to, come out.
It's already here. It's already here.
And so it's just for me, I just naturally feel that everything rises and falls on the government. The onus lies on the government to put up frameworks to ensure that people adhere to these guidelines. Because if somebody is selfish enough not to listen to the guidelines from the government according to the COVID-19 protocols, I mean, that person is risking a lot, because if by his own selfish reason, it will affect other people, and we don't want to lose more people.
And we can't even afford another lockdown, because the last time...
We can't afford, of course, but we're still battling with the aftermath of the last lockdown. A lot of companies are still right now working from home. There's a lot of people were being laid off. And whether you like it or not, COVID-19 also, to a very large extent, is contributing to the pockets of insecurity we have everywhere now, because people got laid off of their job. And one of the biggest reasons, or the biggest instruments that leads to insecurity is unemployment, poverty. People now become so idle, and any way they can find any way to feed I mean, they join the bandwagon and they just go with the flow. So,
right then.
Thank you very much, Mustapha.
Thank you.
We ain't going to let you go.
At all.
You're still very much around here. And now, from COVID-19 to security matters, President Muhammadu Buhari, through his senior special assistant on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, on Saturday, reiterated his position that bandits and other agents of insecurity should be dealt with in the language they understand, condemning the persistent bandit attacks on Zamfara and Kaduna states. The president charged the nation's military to go harder on the bandits that are committing mass murder in different parts of the country. We still have right here Mustapha. Now, this call by the president is appropriate and not condemnable, but commendable.
Yeah.
But do you think it's happening at the right time?
Okay, well, to sincerely cut the chase, I feel that that's a good step in the right direction because, to be very honest, insecurity is really tearing us apart as a country, and if care is not taken, it might consume us as a nation. If you look at the trends of happenings in the past few months, it keeps getting worse by the day. It keeps getting worse by the day, and the president of this country, President Muhammadu Buhari, of course, is the one that calls the shot. It cuts the shot. So whatever he feels is the way forward, he needs to put that process in place in little or no time. Like I said, because this matter might consume us. Every other time you look at the most recent one, how can you abduct an emir of is it Kano or somewhere?
It's somewhere in Kaduna, yeah.
So I mean, so he just keep telling us that there's something totally wrong with our security architecture, and it's totally weighing us down as a country. Now, because of my line of profession that I come from, aside from the fact that this matter is affecting, I mean, we're losing lives. It's affecting even the country as when it comes to our economic angle. Businesses are being affected. If you look at the real estate angle, for example, it's affecting it really bad. We are losing investors' confidence every day. People are not having confidence in Nigeria economy anymore. This is the 7th most populous nation in the world. There's a lot of opportunities that lies in Nigeria, but we're losing grounds day by day. Now, very, very recently, I think it was just a few days ago, the customs officer somewhere in, I think going towards the northeast, intercepted a large truck carrying over 200,000 ammunitions coming from Benin Republic. How did that even happen in the first place? Where did they pass from? How did they pass the border lines from Benin Republic, all to the point that they were intercepted by another custom official somewhere in the north? It shows that, again, some security agencies are being compromised.
Oh, sure. There was this guy now who was caught recently, and when his boot was searched, they saw a number of
I think I saw that
right?
And
yeah, during interrogation, he revealed that there are some security agents along the, that ensure that they
pass because they have to.
Because that just further tells us that even these bandits have more sophisticated weapons than even our security officers, our police officers. And that's why they can how can bandits be attacking police stations? A police station is supposed to be one of the most protected facilities in Nigeria. They have attacked police stations. The most recent one was in Port Harcourt. They killed about 7 police officers. It just shows that our security architecture has completely failed. And the government and the lawmakers, the National Assemblies, they need to put their heads together to synergize on security issues if we don't want this matter to consume us. Because as an average Nigerian, for me, every day I'm scared because, I mean, anything can happen. Just, I think last week, a certain government official was killed somewhere, I think somewhere in Port Harcourt too, one certain director general of one institute. He was driving along with his aide, and
that's in Enugu.
Yeah, pardon me. So
one professor.
They shot the whole vehicle, and nothing was taken from it. They just wanted to take his life. So that means in a country that is supposed to have maximum security, I mean, such wouldn't have happened. Right now, nobody has been arrested for that as we speak. It just shows that anything can happen to anybody any day at any time, and it's really worrisome.
But
And that's why we
statements
keep
like
having
this-
people who keep relocating from the country, because the security state keeps getting worse, and you can't blame them for that.
But a statement like what the president should, like, this is a good step in the right direction.
Yes,
I think it should have come earlier. But,
That's exactly what we're saying.
but then again, statements like this is not the first time past leaders, I don't think there's any leader that has come up to say, I'm supporting insecurity in my country.
That's
So it has been
that's
made.
the primary obligation of every government.
But then it has been made countless
It's
times.
like he
and
just
countless
woke up,
times and
say, no,
countless
it's
times.
enough is enough. That's from the tone.
From the well,
yes.
Okay,
No, not the point I'm trying to make now.
Yeah.
Most Nigerians have lost faith in this government.
Of
Or in
course.
short, any government at
Of
all.
course, I
Because even
agree
the
with
next
you.
one you're coming, they don't even know. They just want to just do your thing. So how
and
are we
that's
sure
because this matter has dragged too much. It's been over a decade now. We started from Boko Haram. From Boko Haram, they moved to
Wasn't-
herdsmen. From herdsmen, now we have bandits. From bandits, we have ESN. So it's becoming, a lot is really going on,
Yeah.
and the government is totally responsible for 100% of it. And if care is not taken, like, again, something has to be done, because now elections are coming in 2023.
Yeah.
I don't know what they want to come and tell us, because for me, a government that has failed in securing the lives and property of its people, for me, has totally failed.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll be coming back to you, but at this juncture, let's take a breather. We're still on Daybreak, iBrandTV, and today is Monday. Wait for what we have in store next for you. It's still Daybreak here on iBrandTV Lagos. And at this point, we've been talking about the state of insecurity in the country, especially focusing on the recent call by the president for the military to wake up and tackle banditry, especially in certain northern parts of the country. And we've been speaking with Mustapha, Ewenla, a public affairs analyst, and now joining us via phone call is Ambassador Roy Ohideve, a security expert. Good morning, and thanks for joining us.
Good morning. How are you?
We are good.
Good morning,
We
Ambassador.
are good. We aren't feeling good at all because of the state of insecurity which is affecting all Nigerians, and of course, painting the efforts, by the military black. And the president recently called on the military to tackle banditry in the northern part of the country. Now, the military, no doubt, has been working at their level best, to ensure that there is an end to state of insecurity in the country. But it doesn't seem to be productive. What is the military supposed to do that it is not doing?
Well, Nigeria has been a major drama scene, okay? And in a situation where you see a government telling a military to go against bandits and deal with them ruthlessly, I just laugh. Because I wonder how you want to deal with bandits ruthlessly by the military. Banditry, kidnapping are policing issues. And if you don't address it like that, enhancing the criminal justice system and creating a penalty drive, traction towards eliminating opportunities for people to carry out vendetta against the innocent citizens at will, then you are just joking. If the military goes against the bandits, the international community, the human rights community will begin to scream. Why? Because the bandits are within the people. But a proper, friendly, supportive, professional policing system can remove the bandits from within the people by executing the laws. There are laws against kidnapping. There are laws against trespassing. There are laws against wrongful possession of arms. There are laws against illegal gathering. There are different kinds of laws that can hold the banditry system to order. And these banditry systems that we're talking about, they only hold ground in unpoliced areas. So what is the problem with populating our police system with credible Nigerians loyal to the patriotism and the national anthem that we sing, and put them in place. We have students that have come out from universities that read 5 years in criminology and security studies. They are riding Okada up and down, doing nothing. If the government wants to help itself, it should populate the policing system with educated and credible, intelligent, patriotic Nigerians, and make sure these people are given the mandate to execute security and policing system for the citizens who are the taxpayers and the voters in this country.
Now, about the state of insecurity, we have one of the comments by the president said comments by politicians encouraging criminals. Such comments were targeted at calling public applause rather than join Nigeria in its fight against insecurity. Now, we have people who are in power seem to know more than even the security agencies, and absolutely nothing has been done about it, because these people walk around freely and take pictures with these people, and then nothing has been done about it. So is this actually the right thing to do normally?
Well, the Nigerian system is compromised. You know, we are supposed to have government for the people, and the government is not for the people. The government is for the elite, political, business, and economically advantageous elite. The government is not for the people. And we are supposed to have a government by the people. The government is not by the people. Votes are criminalized. The electoral process is criminalized. So you cannot be sure to say that this government was voted into power or not. Then the government itself is compromised by its allegiance to certain persons that put it in power. Every political party, I'm not talking about PDP or APC, I'm talking about the political system in Africa. A government in power must compromise certain levels of values to be able to gain trust and keep relationships, because it wants to come back to power. Either the same group will come back in another tenure, or they will bring in members of the same political party to still hold offices. So you must compromise some values to be able to appease and keep relationships that will keep you in power. Since everything is not done judicially, there's no fairness, there's no openness, there's no integrity, then you must go under the table to begin to do all this nonsense. And these are the things that make the government not to be able to look at people that flout the law and put them behind the bar. Okay. Because you are looking at collateral damage in your political interest.
All right. Thank you so much for
thank you very much
reacting to this. We appreciate your contribution. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mustafa,
Thank you.
back to you. And you heard what was said, and like what I mentioned.
Yes, please.
You have people who are, I keep making reference to these things because they are important. I think if, like he said, if Nigerian government wants to issue arrest, they should issue arrest and issue it properly. You don't issue arrest to some people and leave some people behind.
being selective.
Being selective, because we have international communities watching. If we are the giants of Africa, we should behave like the giants of Africa. So, you heard all he said. What's your reaction to it?
I totally align with his line of thought, and the honest truth again is, the system that we live in called Nigeria, some certain systems totally has failed. And that's why it is very easy for a lot of people to draw assumptions. Now, again, I am also against a particular scene where a certain set is being given a pat on the back, and a certain set is being punished for the same crime. I mean, there's no fairness in the system.
Even a lesser crime.
Even a lesser crime. I mean, if you follow the trends of the news that we read online, you will see that there's no fairness, and that's why a lot of people are coming up with several agitations from different angles, because they feel that why didn't you do this certain thing for this certain people, and they are for similar crimes or even a lesser crime. So the government of the day has to be fair. When you come to law, you come with equity. It has to be fair. It has to be open. If a certain sect is being arrested for a certain crime, and you exonerate them, or you leave them for the same crime, another sect committed, and you don't give them similar judgment, that means you are only building more bandits or more insecurity status to come up. Because I mean, everybody can see
there will be reactions.
There'll be reactions, and for every action, there's going to be a reaction.
Yeah, sure.
So again, everything just lies and falls on the government. For me, security is not something we should joke with as a country, but it just seems that the government of the day is not taking it as serious as it should be. Like he has said, we have very intelligent people who can function as a police officer in this country, but you'll be amazed with the caliber of people that are admitted into the police force.
So they even want to join the police force?
Because I mean, if you give somebody who is an illiterate, you hand him over a gun to go and secure people, what do you expect him to do with the gun? He's going to misuse it. So that's why as a country, the future of this country lies on how we take care of our security status. Because now we have very intelligent people who are graduates, who are even looking for this police job, but you'll be amazed they won't get there. That's why for every small thing, you hear the president who is trying to pitch the army to take over. Is it because the police are incompetent? No. But it's because the right people for the jobs are not there. And as a person, as a people, you can't give what you don't have.
But giving the image,
yes, please,
the negative or ugly image of the police, do you think those qualified people you're talking about will be proud enough to join such force?
Again, for me as a person, I've always been part of those clamoring for a restructuring in the Nigerian police force, and that restructuring must start from the grassroots, from the lowest cadre of the police. Now, it is because of the current status, in quotes, of police officers that people see. That's why they don't find that job. I mean, you hardly see somebody that will tell you, when I grow up, I want to be a police officer. And it's a shame. Why not? When you see police officers in advanced countries, you admire them. I was in the UK last year. I was very eager to take pictures with police officers. Would you?
How many have you taken in Nigeria?
So until police officers in Nigeria start to parade themselves in that manner where people will see them and want to take selfies with them and will be proud to say, this is a police officer, I'm proud to be a Nigerian, I'm proud. Until then, we will not get anything right in this country.
And how soon do you think that's going to happen?
That totally lies on the government to do. I mean, but I believe if there's a political will to do it, they will do it. But it's just because there's a lot of sentiment, there's a lot of system have been compromised. We are not following the right steps for the right things. That's why we're where we are as a country.
All right. Thank you so much, Mustapha and Ewenla.
Thank you for having me.
You are an amazing person. I would like to say the word like thank you. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Yes.
All right. We'll be speaking with Mustapha and Ewenla, public affairs analyst. For the sport lovers, Judechi Chidieze is waiting to bring you up to speed with what's happening in the world of sport. And also this discussion continues on the live chat below on all our social media platforms. Please share your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. Sport lovers, wait for it.